Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Smart HVAC Marketing Podcast. My name is Eric Thomas. I am the host of the show. This podcast is brought to you by Rival Digital, which is a full-service digital marketing agency exclusively servicing HVAC contractors. So if you're an HVAC contractor out there looking for fresh new ways to up your marketing, maybe get a nice new website, contact us online at rivaldigital.com. Today, we are joined by Bryan Davenport from Oxbox, which is a Trane brand. That is really cool. And we are actually, we have a few clients that sell Trane, so I'm really excited to learn more about this product. Bryan, thank you for joining us.
Oh, we're glad to be here today. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, Bryan, why don't you go ahead and just introduce yourself for our listeners?
Sure. My name is Bryan Davenport. I'm the general manager for Oxbox. As Eric mentioned, it's one of our Trane brands of residential HVAC.
Awesome. So let's dive into Oxbox a little more because this is a newer product line, correct?
That's absolutely right. We launched the brand in February of 2019 with a focus on really expanding our distribution footprint. We have brands under our portfolio and Trane Technologies with Trane and American Standard, as well as Ameristar and RunTrue that serve a segment of the marketplace today, but not all of it. And so we introduced Oxbox as an opportunity to reach more contractors and through different distribution than what we currently serve today with our premium brands.
That's awesome. And Bryan, I was looking at your LinkedIn. So you've been with Trane for quite a while now, right?
I have. I've been with Trane now for 18 years. Spent some time with our Trane brand and our company-owned distribution. Then spent some time with independent distribution with American Standard. And then prior to this role, I led independent distribution for our Trane channel. And I've been leading this brand with Oxbox now since the start of 2019.
That's awesome. So what was that like when they came to you initially to move over to Oxbox? Was it a no-brainer, or was it something that you kind of had to sit on for a little while?
You know, it's really exciting. Great company to work for in general, but for me, I've spent the last now 11 years working with independent distribution. And so I've had the opportunity to see how different channels go to market. And it's really enjoyable to work with those independent businesses as they serve those contractors. And Oxbox for me was another opportunity to work with a new brand. I had the chance to do that with Trane and then American Standard. And now this is an exciting opportunity to launch something, to really get started from the ground up and serve a contractor segment that we previously hadn't served as well as we could. So Oxbox was a really exciting opportunity for me personally.
Were there any challenges in getting Oxbox up and running, especially with it kind of launching during COVID?
Yeah, it's interesting. So it is a startup, right? And so we went into it with that startup mentality. And so we weren't starting out with a ton of distribution points. Instead, we had to start small and really get going. So we began to build our distribution footprint really from the ground up. And so that comes with growing pains. And we realized that we needed to really lay a strong foundation on how we wanted to pursue the market. And then a year into it, COVID hit. And it really was opportunistic for us because we were in a position, really, we had the processes in place and we were in a strong inventory position that we were able to really grow our distribution footprint when COVID hit back in March of last year. And so our channel has grown exponentially, and we've been able to serve more distributor customers and in turn, a lot more contractor customers through the pandemic.
Awesome. So you said that you kind of had to lay a really strong groundwork for the distribution. So what did that look like?
Yeah, so prioritizing what markets we wanted to be in and really being clear on what segment of the population we want to serve. So we're not trying to be everything to everybody. The Oxbox portfolio is a very focused portfolio to serve the value segment of the marketplace. So we have products that range from 13 up to 16 SEER. It is residentially focused though. And so we've got the full breadth of air conditioners and furnaces, split systems, as well as package systems. Our focus is really primarily on that replacement market though. And so we're pursuing contractors and distributors that are focused on replacement. Not that we won't serve some new construction customers, but we know that 80% of the market is replacement. And so if we can be there in a transactional environment to serve those contractors that are looking to procure other items, and Oxbox is a solution for HVAC, we want to be that solution for them when they're looking for affordable quality.
So have you noticed that a lot of contractors are turning to the additional availability of being able to sell the Oxbox products because of it being the value product for the consumer?
Yeah, I mean, I think what we learned in the last economic downturn at the end of the 2000s is brand is less important today than it may have been in the past. It is still important, and so that's why we've taken the approach to be an endorsed brand, with Oxbox being a Trane brand. But not every customer is looking for all the bells and whistles. And so many are living on a budget. And so we want to make sure that we're providing solutions to contractors that really are affordable, yet still offer a quality product. And we are confident that that's exactly what Oxbox does. And so it's a product really to serve that segment of the marketplace that is looking for something they can know that they can rely on from a brand that they trust, but at a price point that fits into their budget.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I'm sure that that's been received really well by consumers. Is that correct?
It has been, yeah. It's our brand with the pandemic, just having it available has been key. But I think what we've learned through this with contractors and consumers alike is once they try it out and they see the durability of the product, they see the quality of the product, they're very confident in really what they've been able to buy. And we see people coming back time and time again to buy the products again.
Yeah, again, that's one of the things that Trane really markets really heavily is like that they test and they test and they test again to make sure that it'll always run, because it's hard to stop a train. Is that testing the same for Oxbox, or does it go through a different series of testing?
Yeah, so our engineering team does evaluate the product portfolio to make sure that it does meet our quality standards. And so we wouldn't put that Trane endorsement on it without that. And so the portfolio that makes up Oxbox has been field tested in the marketplace for a number of years now. But we've had it out there so that we can really ensure that it meets those expectations of what it means to be a Trane brand. And so we do have those engineers that look at it, and we do our testing as well as our reliability measurements each month to ensure that it's meeting our expectations when it comes to quality.
Yeah, I heard you mention something about it, like not all homeowners need all the bells and whistles of what you might get with the Trane brand. What are some of those features that Oxbox may have or don't have compared to your traditional Trane unit?
Yeah, so with our portfolio of products, we're really focused on that 13 to 16 SEER single speed system. So you're not going to find variable speed solutions. You're not going to find a lot of connectivity within our portfolio. We will match up with connected controls because we know how popular that is. So any connected control that matches up with a 24-volt system, our systems will pair up with that fantastically. But with our portfolio instead, we're focused on ensuring that we have really a simple, straightforward brand that is easy for contractors to work on and easy for them to install, because we want to make sure that we're not adding to the complication of it. We know how hard it is in many cases for contractors to find qualified help. And so the great thing about the Oxbox portfolio is it's easy, it's simple to install, and has many industry standard features that they'll find across a variety of different product platforms.
Nice. So if someone was a Trane dealer, would they be eligible to become an Oxbox dealer automatically because they're a Trane dealer, or would they have to go through a separate process?
Yeah, it wouldn't be automatic. So our distribution is actually through separate distribution. And so if they're an Oxbox contractor, they're going to be buying through a different distributor in the market than they would be as a Trane dealer. Not to say that somebody couldn't be both, but we would sell it through different distribution in that marketplace. And the reason why is we know that distributors serve different segments of the marketplace, and many contractors buy from multiple outlets. And so our distribution for Oxbox looks a bit different than that of our Trane distribution. Both serve distinct markets, and we want to make sure that we're providing our distributors with a product line that serves and meets their contractor needs.
Yeah. So do you all find that more contractors are utilizing the Oxbox products for residential homes, or is it more for like apartment complex type properties?
Yeah, we're getting a little bit of both, right? So I think primarily it's going to be the single family and residential replacement market because that's more of the marketplace that's out there. We are seeing though some of the multifamily replacements as well. The great thing about our product line is the warranty is the same, whether it's a single family application or multifamily. We don't distinguish between the property type, but instead whether or not it has a homeowner that lives in the property. And so with our warranty, that's one of the key differentiators for us. Is it is, again, simple and straightforward because there is no registration required. And so whether you're dealing with that homeowner or potentially a landlord, whether it's in single family or multifamily, they can be confident that the warranty is on the unit, not on the homeowner that resides in the property.
Are there certain parts of the country that are more, I guess, that the product has been introduced to more so than other parts, or is it nationwide now?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's nationwide now. We got our start really in the Southeast, and we began to grow from there. We have representation now in over 2/3 of the U.S., though, through brick and mortar distribution. In addition to that, we also have some online commerce resellers. I know in one of your previous podcasts, you talked about e-commerce, and that's really a focus for us as well. Many manufacturers today look for ways to limit or prohibit distribution of HVAC products. With Oxbox, instead, we're really looking to determine how do we enable our channel, both distributors but also contractors, to be able to sell in this type of environment. We know it's coming. We know it's here today, and so it's only going to be more in the future. So how do we make sure that we provide the tools, the resources, the marketing collateral for them to be able to succeed in a traditional setting at the kitchen table or online through an e-commerce marketplace?
Absolutely. So that does bring me to the next point, which is really marketing focused, because this is a marketing podcast. And so, like I said earlier, we have a few clients here at Rival Digital that are train dealers, and so they're really heavy on the co-op program. Does Oxbox currently offer a co-op program?
We offer solutions to our distributor partners that they then have the discretion to determine how they utilize those programs. Our focus is really to keep it simple. We want to do some things that enable them to help promote the brand to their contractor audience. And then if they decide to deploy something for their contractors within the market, that's at their discretion.
Awesome. Has that been really well received?
It has. It really keeps with our tenets of simplicity. We don't have a whole lot of complex co-op marketing programs that come with multi-page requirements. Instead, we've got programs that are simple and straightforward, and then enable the channel to use them however they see fit.
Nice. So if there was someone listening to this right now who may be interested in, I guess, like learning more or maybe thinking about beginning to use this equipment, what's some advice or some tips or something you would give them?
Yeah, I mean, the best place to go is to our website, which is oxboxhvac.com. There you can find out more about the product portfolio, as well as the details on our limited warranty. And if you're a contractor, we also have a web form that you can complete to find a distributor in your local area. And so the website itself is a great resource to find out the details on the product, but it's also a great place to find out where you can buy the product locally.
Awesome. Well, Bryan, this has gone a little bit quicker than I had originally anticipated, because you had all the answers really just there for us, which is awesome. Is there anything else that you might think that we have missed out on, or anything you'd like to add really about the product or anything else?
No, I really appreciate the time today. I just encourage those that aren't familiar, we are still a new brand and the brand is growing, to visit that website. That's a great place to learn more about it. And I think contractors will be not only pleasantly surprised with the simplicity of the portfolio, but also the power of what it can mean to be an endorsed brand by Trane and the benefits that Oxbox can bring to their business.
Awesome. Well, if you're listening to this live, or if you're listening to this in the future on your favorite podcasting platform, again, the website is oxboxhvac.com. I will leave a link in the show notes. So if you're looking for a way to go there directly, just scroll down and click on the link. The guest was Bryan Davenport. Bryan, I really do appreciate you taking some time out of your afternoon to join me.
Thanks, Eric. I really appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. All right. Take care.
Have a good day.